Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I have a little present to show you. We have a little observer. Hello, Z. He is so utterly attracted to the altar in cards recently. I just posted an Instagram post. If you guys would like to come see me over on Instagram, it's Sparkrist11. All my links are down below. He is constantly getting himself involved with all the decks, all the reading, all the crystals. He's just taken to, this area all of a sudden. It's really, really cute, and he likes to be close by, and it's super adorable. Here's one of the pictures that I posted. He fell asleep hugging one of the decks. He's so ridiculous. But I wanted to come on today while something really spectacular is still fresh in my memory. I wanted to branch out and see some new experts in the field that talk about, some psychological breakthroughs and how to break through that programming, the subconscious programming and the heaviness. And I look at people's faces as I go throughout the day, and I do like a percentage of people that I think look really joyful, enthusiastic about what they're doing. And at max, I can reach 20%. Usually it's 10. And I was reading this thing today and watching some experts, and I wanted to cry, but then I got very excited because I had this new information to share, and I was emailing everybody I knew. There's so many, experts out there and doctors that it's hard to know who to tap into. Like, of course, I love Marissa Peer's, and I love like Jake Ducey's premise. But where he learned a lot of his stuff is from, I believe it's this fellow right here, and I would love for you guys to go listen to him. His name is Dr. Joe Dispenza, and his theories and ideas are across the board accepted by all these experts, and it makes so much sense. And his one premise that I love the most, and please take this with you, it's so simple to understand. That's why I got so excited, because usually I have to break down all these premises that are overcomplicated, but he simplified it in this one beautiful like phrase. And it's basically, you know how our subconscious is all implants. 90% of what we do during the day is just things. We go on autopilot. We get in our car and we drive, right? Our body just goes in this, it goes on autopilot. It's able to do it because we do a lot of the same things in similar patterns. We get out of the same side of the bed. We brush our teeth the same way. We go and we get our coffee the same way. So we go on autopilot and we just go through our day without ease. But what happens with ease, but what happens when we do that is we're not integrating it with new exciting things, right? So we're just going in these patterns. Now, a lot of these patterns, unfortunately, are not good patterns, because these implants happen at our biggest learning curve, which is year 1 to 7. Now, what happens is we're told certain things by our parents, by our teachers. Unfortunately, guess what phase they are in when they're teaching us? They're in coaching phase. So when these implants are taking place, and what we're hearing the most of is, oh, you're not ready to do that. That's not safe. You'll fall. You can't do that. No, no, no. You're not good enough at that. They're coaching. They're not doing it to harm us, but they're basically telling us, push, push, push. They're pushing us. So we're always thinking in this mindset that we have to push harder. And it's not about pushing harder, because then we think our worthiness derives from us pushing and going and trying. And instead of doing the opposite, which is sitting back, reflecting and going, wow, I want to enjoy life. I want to savor what's around me. Who am I competing with? Unfortunately, you're competing with this echo and subconscious implant from these coaches that are telling you, don't do that. That's unsafe. And a lot of it is negative. They're not trying to be, but it's like, you can't have this if you don't have that degree. You can't do that if you're not certified in this. And it's so many negatives that if you see people just sitting on a train or a bus, their face looks sad, because they've been told at the most crucial part of their life that they're not going to achieve or accomplish something. And unfortunately, and we're at that age where we don't know any different. We don't have the psychological strength and information that says that's somebody else's plan for us, that's somebody else's grid, that's somebody else's blueprint. That is not our reality. That's not a truth. When the truth is, when we break out of that, and we're consciously aware that our subconscious is making us do something, have a fear, have a doubt, we can change that behavior. And if you really go on, there's a couple wonderful things that you can listen to right when you wake up or right before you go to bed, when your brain is in that beautiful, restful, accepting stage, and you're conscious of what you're hearing, and it starts to really sink in. And you just practice different things. You do a little bit of what makes you afraid each day. Really stand up and exert yourself in some way you might not naturally naturally do all of these things, because, you know, it's one of those things where unfortunately a teacher will say, you know, that's a foolish answer, you can't do that, that's unsafe. So much negativity that's implanted in there that no wonder a lot of people come from a lack and fear mentality. But it's so easy to break out of that once we recognize that's what we're doing, right? So being conscious of our unconscious knee-jerk reactions, to shy away from confrontation, even if we know somebody else is bullying or doing something, to shy away from reaching for that dream, that goal, speaking up, taking that chance, going for, you know, that audition, whatever it is, because a parent or a teacher said, oh, that's, you know, that's, you're reaching for this impossible dream, where nothing is impossible. And we're told so many times that things are impossible at an age where we're so impressionable that we believe it. It's so unfortunate because we don't have the skill sets to interpret it any other way than a reality, right? So let's reshape our reality and just say, hey, oh, I'm doing this again. I'm staying in this comfort zone that's not allowing me to grow, expand, and forge these new beliefs, these little wins that will help you accomplish on a stellar scope. I mean, I was really lucky with my parents. Like, my father was an athlete, so I was always doing gymnastics, I was always doing stuff, and it was like, yeah, you can do and be whatever you want. And, you know, my mom was really into that too, and she understood the psychology of not having all these heavy restrictions and telling your kids, oh, that's unsafe, this is unsafe. And we always had boats, and we were always around water sports and all this, so I always had my I felt like my options were much more vast. And I think that because of that, I was able to do certain things that other people couldn't. And I really don't have a fear. I didn't have fears other people had in school. I didn't have a fear of getting on stage, speaking in front of groups, standing up for other people. I just didn't have those because I wasn't told, oh, you know, you'll get beat up or you'll get hurt if you do this. You know what I mean? So really address that. Next time you are shying away or fearing away from something that you think you might want, ask yourself, whose fear is this anyway? Is this yours? Where did this derive from? And really face those and get a little win, then another little win, and then all of a sudden some spectacular wins come right behind that. So again, this is the gentleman right here. His name is Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he has a lot of videos, absolutely genius stuff. I was so excited all day. I was like pumped and revved because of this. And then I got a nice person that said, hey Melanie, could you do a reading on, you know, what our ancestors want us to know, like what our future, our soul selves, spirit, the combination of everything, what they want us to know. One of those things where we are unrestricted, where we do have optimal energy to do the things we want. Next time you catch yourself going, oh, I'm too tired, or I'm tired to go to the gym, whatever, it's like, before you can talk yourself out of that, you know, do that 5-second rule where you're just grabbing your shoes and you're headed for your car. Just do that. We can talk ourselves out of any success, but if we move a muscle and change a thought and take a move towards that, do it. When you're in the grocery store and you're reaching for really crap salt food, say, how am I going to feel 5 minutes after I eat this? Not great, right? Eat something that's really healthy first when you're hungry, so that's the majority of your meal, stuff like that. Just these little smart switch ups and getting out of that subconscious kind of rut of just eating the same junk. And it's so funny, so many of these doctors are talking that their one thing was, their go-to thing was, they wanted a donut, and they couldn't figure out how they were already you know, halfway through it before it dawned on them that they were even eating it, because it's a subconscious knee-jerk reaction. I want to feel better, I want sugar, I want this rush, and you go on autopilot and you go get it and you don't even know you're doing it. So when your conscious self says, don't do that, man, you're going to feel like crap, it's not good for you, you're going to kind of awaken to that energy. So I just wanted to share that. I was so excited, and then I watched several of his videos, and I really want to spend a chunk of time tomorrow really getting into some of his other stuff, how we can put in our new subconscious implants. It's like a record that we listen to the same song over and over and over and over and over for so long that that's the only song we heard, but now we got to put in our own music, something that strengthens our resolve to do the things we need to do to get to a new expansive level. So that being said, here are our choices for what our ancestors want us to know, our future soul selves, things that is necessary for us to hear for growth, feeling good, having optimal health, because our brain believes what we tell it. It doesn't care what we tell it, but it believes what we tell it. So when we tell us, I'm tired, we're going to start to feel tired. If we tell ourselves, I'm invigorated, I'm excited for this, we're going to be excited. And here comes winter, and she's going to sit right in the middle of this. So number 1 is the hummingbird, also number 26. Number 2 is upper world, also 59. Number 3 is the giveaway, also number 23. So I'm going to let you make your choices. And then under selenite, I have your angel card under here too. I'm going to pull, I have a bunch of different stuff I want to pull. I have Moonology and I have some other stuff, but we're going to start with number 1 and we're going to pull 3 cards and see what some of these messages are. And we're going to keep them coming because I have a system with this. So right in the middle, you have the Angel of Creativity. So your ancestors and your future soul self wants you to know, tap into this beautiful, creative energy that you have. Everybody has it. What happens is we don't take the time to recognize what it is and what brings us joy, right? For some people, it's as simple as being quiet in a boat fishing. For other people, it's taking out pencils and drawing and sketching. Other people, it's learning. That's a creative process, right? I love David Attenborough and all his stuff on the earth. I love that. Some people, it's singing, whatever it is, music, all of these things, because these are some of the things that are going to be helpful in your endeavors, because you do have the spiritual gift of healing and you have a desire to share it with others. So reach for this, study into this, get more information, feel it, practice, do little things. Oftentimes I find with youngsters, what really works and brings them up, you know, they like softer voices. They love things that are colorful and bright. Anything that kind of can change a mood and shift a perspective, that's very healing. Singing is very healing. All of these things. So whatever it is, music, practice, polish your skills and practice regularly, whatever it is. I mean, I'm constantly practicing my arts through learning through other like medical and psychological experts, because I'm really interested in the phenomena of why we do what we do and why don't we stop doing it when it's not good for us. That's the crazy thing. That's why I was looking into these experts saying that makes sense, that we're subconsciously implanted. Yes, you can do that. No, you can't. And because we do that during a very, very fine time of our life where everything imprints on us and we don't have deeper understanding to change it, we just do it, right? And I remember one time reading this thing that this woman got really upset because she was making her family's she was making her family's like recipe for Thanksgiving. It was like some kind of big kind of meatloafy type of thing, and there were going to be more people coming, and she mixed it all up and she was freaking out because she had always used this one pan, and it was one of those things that she just always used it because her mother always said use a whatever 19 by 22, and she realized that you didn't have to do that. It didn't have to be that measurement. You know, there were things in life where we can modify and grow and expand, but people get so extremely into, you know, incidentals and tiny things that they get lost in it. So, you know, again, that's what the Angel of Creativity is saying too. Be creative in your life. You don't have to follow all these patterns. You don't have to follow all these tiny little minutia, that you can make it your own. And also reach out to others. I feel like that you have you are excellent at being able to interpret what people see as critical situations, and you're able to heal them and see through with healthy detachment and offer really wise advice. I feel like, you know, you're kind of a good advisor to your friends and your family because you stay calm and you realize getting all worked up or, you know, adding to the frenzy is not helpful at all. So I'm also going to choose some of these. I love and adore these cards so much. They're so simplistic. I got them off eBay. They're Higher Love Soul Link Oracle cards, and they're just simple statements, and they make so much sense. And here comes Citrinium to say hello. So sudden change. They want you to know that a sudden change may be about to come. You may decide to just leave your job because it's not for you. A relationship, a new love may be coming in. New special knowledge or skills. Sometimes that can spark all the world of difference. I'll tell you, my whole day was aligned in a different way after I listened to some of these experts, because my perspective changed. I had much more energy because I realized, yeah, what I tell myself, I always knew that how I speak to myself is kind of how I form my day, my energy, and my outlook. But this was much more in depth and so special. It was like, it was a theory that I knew existed, but I didn't know why. I kind of want to know the semantics. Yes, people behave a certain way. Why? But then when I was getting more and more into it, it was such a breakthrough moment of understanding that I felt like I had this special knowledge and skills. And I was doing some private reads today, and I was able to integrate that in there, and it helped tie all these things together because, you know, we have the neuroplasticity in our head, and once we get, it makes one connection, it then doubles that, whatever it is. So, you know, that if it's like 600 connections connections. It's now 1,200 connections. Your mind loves new information because it makes connections with other old information that kind of have loose ends. You know what I mean? It ties it up. Things start to make more sense. So you are going to be developing new special knowledge and skills. You probably have some, you know, deep intuitive information that you haven't really exercised and tapped into, and you'll have a deeper understanding of that. Maybe some clairaudiency, some clairsentience, and a lot of it just has to do with really high emotional intelligence. When you can walk in a room and you can read someone's face, their body language, you know what's going on. You can tell if someone just got hurt, or there is a big problem, or if people are very generally happy and they're celebrating. But people don't take that pause. They're so in their own head and in the past that they're not aware to all these little indicators. So really plug into that. That's going to be helpful for you as well, and also help you problem solve. You are in for some big spiritual and enlightenment time. And I posted something on Instagram today that made so much sense that everybody's going through this energy update. It's intense out there. The energy is pushing everyone to a whole new level. All chakras are affected, especially the crown, the third eye, the sacral, and the throat, because it can be exhausting, and many of you feel like sleeping so your body can rest with these new energies. I know I had that like 3 days ago. I slept 90% of one whole day. It was like I couldn't get enough rest. Some of you, your reality and dimensional hopping with no control into a dream state. So eat light and really ground yourself, you know, where you almost feel like you're hallucinating because your mind is trying to upload so much information. So as your frequency rises, there will be many things that come into play and pull you down. Mercury retrograde is going to bring people and their dramas from the past. Don't get sucked into this pettiness. I'm hearing you're not your ego. Block, delete, cut these cords and walk away. You are a person of light. Shine, be bright, and step away from all of that. And you will feel this sudden shift and change where everything comes to you with ease. Again, like Abraham Hicks says, you're not more worthy because you do more. You're not more worthy because you make more money or you have a job title. None of that. In fact, I find, wouldn't you love to spend the day with like somebody who has fished all day and they relaxed and they took in nature, as opposed to somebody who is out there like squeezing money out of other people, going crazy, driving themselves nuts in traffic, all of that. It's like, I had such a busy day. Who cares about that, you know? Who had a good day? Who had an enlightened day? Who had fun today? Who experienced something beautiful, right? That's what you're going to be receiving, and that is special, Group 1. Wow, that's gorgeous. I love that energy for you. So practice these skills regardless of what they are. Really tap into them in a beautiful, beautiful way. And you do have a lot of healing energy. This card comes up often, but I feel like people that watch these channels, watch me and watch other esoterics and light workers, they're tapped into that energy. So let's see what your last angel is. Your angel is the angel of power. You're stepping into this arena of power where you want to be a heavy hitter in life. You don't want to sit back in your comfort zone. You don't want to just allow things. You want to be a person that brings the change about. You want to be the alpha and you want to steer your own ship, and you're going to be able to, and you are going to be guided. There's always energy around us that flows and works with us when we look for the positive and we have gratitude, and that's right where you're at, Group 1. So beautiful. Love and light to you. I'm very excited. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a private read, any of that, if you want to check out the Goddess Provisions box, which is off the hook, my Etsy store, I put in some new pieces, and I'm really going to be updating some tomorrow and the day after for Christmas. Very, very excited for that. So beautiful. So now we're in the upper world. I feel right away, if you chose this, that you're starting to elevate spiritually, mentally in a lot of ways, and you're getting tapped into really not having any more mental restrictions. Again, people going, I feel that some people right now are feeling a staleness to their life because they are not being expansive. They're not learning new things. They're going into that conditioned patterning. They're getting up, doing the same things, seeing the same people, having the same responses, triggers, all of that. And they're tired of it. They really want to elevate, and they want lighter, brighter, kind of like that full energy, as opposed to, that Four of Swords where they feel like they have to rest. Really, really elevating in a lot of ways. So let's see what messages are out there for you. Angel prosperity, you have money coming in, and part of that is due to the fact that you're releasing those limitations and that lack mentality, because where our focus goes, where we get our results, right? So if we're constantly focused on that bank number, we have to ask, is our mood based on, or is our attitude based on our bank number, or is our bank number based on our attitude? So when we have an attitude that we always have enough money, money is flowing constantly to us, we're not concentrated on that, we don't have a lack mentality, we're not popping into the future, trying to pay bills there. Who cares? You know what I mean? We're not going in the past and reliving where we didn't have enough, because that creates a lack mentality and fear. When we just always expect to have enough, it will flow to us. Of course, we have to work in the 3D to bring that about, but we also have to have positivity and a good relationship with money. Again, breaking some of those patterns that our parents, or fears that our parents have. Oh, you have to make this much or be in this vocation to, you know, survive comfortably. It's bull. You really have to do what you love, give it your focus, give it your all, and have high standards in it, and it'll then come to you. So you are going to be receiving more prosperity. So don't fret about money. I'm definitely hearing that when you release that and you just say, I have enough, all is well, money is coming to me. In fact, write that down. I have so much gratitude for all this money coming my way. And you put down amounts. I'm glad I'm going to be receiving $20,000 income this month. Put down whatever number you want. Don't be restrictive in that. Really feel and hear things like that. Like, I love when people have like ka-ching on their phone, and when they have all those things, wear green, think it, and it really comes your way. Also, you are protected. You are safe and supported while you change your career. If you're thinking of changing or adding an endeavor where you're self-employed or a side hustle or something, especially if it's in the light work and community, Reiki or artistic endeavor, whatever, you're protected in this. Don't have fear mentality or lack. Again, what I was saying with these crazy kind of subconscious patterns of thinking that everything isn't available to us, that there's restrictions. If we're not certified in this, if we're not this and that, we can't have that. Not true. Some of the smartest people I know are not certified in a lot of things, because what happens is we're learning somebody else's words in a classroom. We're learning somebody else's text. We're learning somebody else's methods, and a lot of them are outdated. You know, at college you're saying, oh, well, this thing, no way. You have to have a whole plethora of different insights from different experts to know what really works and what rings true with you, right? And often some of this stuff is so outdated. So just know that you can be whatever you want and branch out in whatever avenue you want, and you'll do well. Also, they'd like you and to really, really get writing. Just do it. I feel like that is a huge thing for me too. I'll write things, and for some reason, once it's released out of our brain and we see it on paper, it's kind of like we pull it into the 3D, and then we're not worried that we're not going to remember something. You know what I mean? And oftentimes, that's why I love vision boards, because things in black and white right in front of our face remind us what we're working towards, what we already have, and what's important to us, right? It keeps our focus on that, right? Focus, then intention is win. So you heal, you inspire, you teach, you entertain with words, you write. So I feel like a lot of you are very humorous. Some of you guys, you write down things that I feel like if you see something on whatever, Pinterest or any of those things, you get all excited and you write it down, and it's that formula for success for you, because again, that's what pulls in the 3D. It creates your reality. You actually manifest this through writing it down. Like, I'm huge on writing things down. I just have crazy notebooks everywhere, because I'll hear a tidbit here and there, and I like comedy, and sometimes some of this stuff is so brilliant and insightful because it's so simple, and I love that premise. You know, if I can go 1 2 3 A B C and it's very teachable, that's how I read things too, and then I condense it down so I could explain it simply to an 8-year-old, because that's the thing, it's conceptualizing it. That's what brings it into a new pattern. We can conceptualize it, because we can read anything and go back to the same damn habit the next day, because we haven't conceptualized it. We haven't fit it into our life path purpose. Like, how does that work in my life? And then also, we haven't implemented it yet. So you have to implement something. Okay, you know, I really want to strive for better health. You read a book on eating well, exercising, all of that. That's not going to do anything until the implementation takes place. Do it once, do it twice, do it a few times. It becomes your new pattern, right? Also, how you speak. I know so many people that are so reactionary because they're not thinking before they speak. Therefore, they're just going on this rhetoric of stuff that they've said and done before. The same triggers, the same everything, because they're not consciously catching their subconscious knee-jerk reactions, right? Writing is really helpful in that, and I feel like you're going to heal yourself as well as others. So keep doing that. You know, that's something they're very proud of. And let's see what your last angel card is too. Angel of new love. So you have new love coming. Hold on, I forgot you have 2 of these coming as well. You have new love coming. Get excited. I felt like a lot of you guys, you know, 3 months and under, I feel like this winter season really was is a portal of love too, because of this new understanding that people have self-acceptance now. They have confidence. They're proud of who they are, what they're doing, and where they're going. And they're really not, they're not over self-conscious like they used to be. They, instead of trying to be interesting, they are trying to be interested. They care what that person there's with is saying, doing, and all of that. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. You're not a piece of real estate that you're selling to somebody else. You're a beautiful human being that is trying to experience other people and get to know them, right? It's much more simpler. Again, transformation. I think the first group had this. I had so many private reads today where this came up as well. You are transforming, you're elevating again. This message I kept hearing too, and I saw this morning, was anytime your body is tense, that means your energy is tense. When your jaw is locked, your shoulders are raised, your breath is shallow, it's a reflection on what's going within. So use your body as a mechanism to loosen yourself up. This is a habit of a defense mechanism from your past, but it's not useful. So you can counter these effects by deep breathing, smiling. I do that in the car because if I have other people driving crazy, smile. It does change. It's really weird. It's that mind-muscle connection, right? This is your new life. You're trying to be relaxed and calm in it, and that's going to be part of your transformation. And lost love. I feel like someone from your past is also going to come back. Something that they see that they're telling me is that there has been someone in the past that just ghosted, or you had dated them for a long time and then they disappeared. This holiday season, they want to pop back in. You'll probably see them on social media. They'll be dropping you a note. They just want to say hello. I feel like it's harmless. They want to know how you're doing. Again, you're transformed, so you're able to cope with that energy and not get lost in emotion like you might have. And it's kind of a beautiful nostalgic moment, which is really, really good. Again, get your pen and paper out and write about it. I feel like a lot of you guys have a book. Your ancestors are saying so many of you guys have a book, you have an autobiography, you've been through a lot, and it's very healing and wonderful to other people. So work on that as well. I love that energy for you, group 2. Beautiful. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a private read, everything is down there. If you want to ask me about my Stonehenge private read that's going on, email me, and come see me on Instagram too. It's Sparkrist11. I do daily posts and memes. I'm currently running a contest. It's so fun. We have a great time over there, and all my links are down below for that. So let's see what is going on with number 3. The giveaway. I feel right if you chose this is like the cosmic giveaway. This is information and uploads that are necessary to take you to like your next energetic level where it raises your vibration and you're positive and you're believing in yourself. You're believing in the opportunities that are out there for you. You're not coming from a place of fear or restriction. You know that you can have whatever you want because when you put your focus on it, you're there, you're on the right path. I love that. And these are some of the things that are going to be helpful in this. Music, your connection to music is going to be healing to yourself and others. Whether you play an instrument, I'm seeing all kinds of things. I'm seeing guitars, I'm seeing a lot, pianos, all this stuff, but also listening to music I feel is healing to you. I listen to jazz like for a big portion of my day today. After I listened to all these experts, my head was really such a buzz that I felt almost crazed. Like I couldn't email enough of my clients about this, talk to enough people about it. So I needed to soothe my roll sort of down. So I started to listen to jazz and I felt really, really good. I feel like that's going to be helpful for you. And they know that. And you probably have a lot of ancestors that played music and you come from a musical family. And that's really beautiful. And you realize the magic that's kind of all wrapped up in that, right? It really is a gift. And you're on the right path. They want you to know, keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Your new mindset, your new understanding, the fact that you're trying, these little wins lead to big wins. You know what I mean? Little things. People are so busy trying to race to this finish line 100 miles an hour that they're not enjoying the journey, and that's what it's about. Each little win, each cool new person that you meet, each new little skill set that you develop, a new understanding. Like it's a win for me if I learn something substantial and it's new each day. It's a breakthrough in something and I didn't know that before. I get excited about it because I love information. I love philosophy and definitely why people do what they do and how to do it better, and not to be so rough on themselves, because I find that so heartbreaking. I have teenagers and I can see how they push themselves to succeed in certain ways, and it's like and knowing what I just learned in this thing, these a couple of things today. I was like, you know, in those formative years that, you know, we go easy on them and we give them positive reinforcement, not tell them you can do better, you can do better. How about you? That is fantastic. The fact that you tried that, you know, that sort of thing is really wonderful. And I really love that, because we are who we are because we're molded that way. But once we are awake to the fact that we can change it, we are now driving that boat. It's a wonderful feeling. And your ancestors want you to know that you're on the right path. You're headed in a win-win situation. And the angel of fidelity too, you're going to have really good friends and kindred spirits coming in that are really standing by your side. Fidelity for you, you know, kindred spirit, they've got your back and you'll have theirs. And it's a wonderful sense of safety and you know, camaraderie and all of that. And it's important, you know, to have trustworthy people in our sphere and to know that we're protected. So you're going to be forming some of these beautiful karmic bonds. You have people coming in, kindred stuff. What comes around goes around. You've done so much good that you're now going to have a beautiful person that elevates and comes into your life that's going to help you. And I always feel like we are divinely guided to certain people. A lot of times during employment, if we have rough phases anywhere, I feel like, you know, in those movies where you see somebody who's in the hospital and all of a sudden they strike up a conversation with somebody, those are beautiful karmic bonds that people are paired with to help them through a phase in life in a really beautiful way, to help them feel safe. Leave the past behind. I'm definitely feeling like this is a grandmotherly type of voice, an aunt or somebody saying, leave the past behind, because when you're in the past, you cannot be present to all the beauty that's going around you, and you can't be planning for the future. And this, one of the experts I was listening to today had this fantastic premise that is really, why do we glorify the past? When we glorify the past, we're saying the best is behind us, and the best is right now, and therefore creating more in the future too. The best is never in the past. The best is always yet to come. And when we think that, we don't wallow in that, nor do we bring up past hurts and, you know, transgressions of others against us and all of that. So the union of two souls, again, a lot of you guys have some insane soulmate connections coming in, and they see this very clearly. And it probably is a very rhythmic person, a person involved in music as well. And, you know, it's your soulmate. This is a person that high compatibility, off the charts. And it's your time for that. You are deserving of this. Again, with the karmic bond and the union of two souls that you're bringing, and you are definitely manifesting the best possible unions with people, because you are sensitive to that. And I feel like I keep hearing a lot of water signs in this reading, whether you are a water sign or you're attracting a water sign, or a cat to just sit all in the middle of everything. But get excited about this, because this is coming rather soon too. And, you know, I feel like people feel enlivened, they feel invigorated, they feel good because they feel this. They feel it before it comes, because they act as if it's already here. They already have the gratitude for it. It creates that, pulls it into the 3D, and they're feeling that karmic bond, that soul match connection, and hence it elevates our vibration and frequency. So we feel good about everything. We see love in others. We see the world as a loving, caring, beautiful place, and we become expansive. We become lighter. We become freer, less judgmental, less critical, and all the things that are good. Again, we already feel worthy, so we're not pushing. We know that old adage isn't true, that just because you do more, you're more worthy. In fact, a lot of times that is to an opposite degree, because people are constantly pushing and trying to prove themselves, can be rather aggressive, right? That's not a great kind of energy to be around. It's the laid back, cool people, you know, that want to like surf and fish and chill and play video games, and they enjoy themselves and they take it easy for a while. They give everything a rest. They're not busy trying to sell themselves like a piece of real estate. And that is like all this beauty and magic that's arriving for you. So let's see what your last angel is. Your angel of frivolity. Yeah, see, having fun. I feel like you're going to be lighter of heart, lighter of spirit. I feel dances in your future, just dancing, letting loose, feeling good. You know, that beautiful, like, young energy of being playful and alive is going to just be so freeing for you. And that's probably what's going to attract your soulmate in as well, because your vibration will really be soaring. So wow, this was a really impactful read for me, because when I listen to people that really touch me and they make a lot of sense, I get very excited. So I'm like, how am I going to condense this? Because a lot of these videos, some of them are 13 minutes, boom, perfect. But some are an hour plus, and they'll talk about a lot of incidentals and stuff. And that's great because you do kind of want that kind of test residual, like this happened with this person and that. But there's so much wonderful stuff out there to learn from. And you're going to tap into that, and you're going to be hyper aware of all these little things. And you're going to have all these little delicacies to work with and be able to just unify all these kind of like scattered ideas into a beautiful, you know, cohesive kind of picture of your future. So gorgeous energy, group 3. I am loving that for you so much. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. My name is Melanie. It's been a pleasure. I post every single day. And I love you guys. Thank you for your love and support and your comments and everything. Come see me on Instagram as well. My links are all down below if you need a private read. Thanks you for all you guys ordering private reads over the last couple of days and for my entire year that I've been here, and my patrons and all of you guys. I couldn't do this without you, and I get so excited every day when I learn these new concepts and I'm able to share. It's really wonderful. And thank you to my beautiful subscriber who recommended this particular subject. Awesome. So I'm going to go upload. Love and light.